Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a fairly quick setup in my journal here. We're going to do a 2-page spread because today is September 22nd. I realize that by the time you're watching this, it's probably going to be like the 24th. But anyway, on the 22nd of September, there are 100 days left in the year. And that's something that happens every year, obviously the same. So I always have September 22nd noted on my calendar in some way, shape, or form. So right now I've got just a little Post-it sticker here that there's 100 days left in 2025. So I would like to create a spread that's going to help me kind of hit my goals really hard for the rest of 2025. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little calendar on this side, and then we're going to kind of map out the goals on this side and put them into the calendar. So first thing that I want to do is the calendar. So we are going to, I think we're going to do 3x3 boxes. I'm going to remove this card. This is from that Archer and Olive unboxing I did. If you're interested in that, I'll post a link up here. But I'm keeping that in my journal because I like it. But I don't need it in the way right now. So I think what I'm going to do, I want to place for the week number, and then I'm going to do 3x3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be pretty good. It gives me a little room to write over here. Or do I want the week? I think maybe I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to have the week number here and go 3. There we go. Okay. And then do 1, 2, 3. Right now, what I'm just doing is making dots of where I need to put lines. So I'm going to do 3x3 boxes for each day. That should be fine. So I need 13 weeks and I need 7 days across. So obviously a couple of these will not be. I want room to have a list over here of just some things that I want to pay attention to. And then I want the week numbers. I want a little space for the week number over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. Now I find when I'm doing something like this that it is, and let's do another one for the day of the week at the top. I find when I'm doing something like this that it's nice to kind of get an idea of how it's going to look on the page here. So right now I can do, and again, we do not want to go up against a ruler with our fountain pen because that can be bad for the nib. So I'm going to take an 0.8 micron so that it's a bit fatter than my normal, because I want this outline to be pretty big. And we're going to go, this will have a full week here, but the other will not. So at the top, October is not going to have a full week. So let's take a look real quick at an October calendar. We start on a Wednesday. So you've got Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So here, you're going to just do 3. This will all make sense when I, when I get it finished. Then to here, we're just going to go. So a lot of times I thought I was going to do a like 15 minutes a day kind of thing. And that I would do that for 100 days. But I'm thinking this kind of 90 day should be good. for getting things done. Again, my main goal is to kind of get things done. So I'm just using this fatter color on the outside for now. Ultimately, I will use it to kind of break up the months as well. But for right now, just the outline of it. And then we will go in with the 5, which is a bit smaller. And we will put all of these horizontal and vertical bars in. So, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong already. My goodness. Okay. So, this is one of those, don't follow along with me just quite yet. We're going to put that there. And we'll get back out this 8. Terrible. Can't believe I did that. Totally forgot about having the days of the week at the top. I actually think that we're going to start all over on a new page. We're going to start here. And I will cover up this page with something. But because I want it to be a 2-page spread, we're going to go down like this, and then I can do my headers all together on one line. And then here. And down at the very bottom here. All right. This is one of those instances where, rarely will I go and completely redo a page, but this is one of the times that I will completely redo a page, because with major mistakes like that, I just know myself, and when I go back and look at it, it will bother me because I'll see that mistake all the time, and then I won't necessarily see the goal setting that I want to be doing. So again, I'll print something out and probably stick it on that page, and that way I won't see it. Nobody gets hurt. It's all fine. I don't have to look at the mistake every single time I go to track my goals. So what I was saying was, I was thinking I would do 15 minutes a day for 100 days. But then I really started thinking about it, and I didn't have a lot of time to get started and to come up with something. So I think having a little bit more breathing room and doing a quarterly, first of all, it means that you guys get to come along and you still have time to set up your quarterly in your own planner in whatever form you use. And you can still hit the end of the year really hard too. A lot of times I find that we get towards the end of the year like this, and people really start to fall off of achieving their goals. They're like, well, I don't have enough time to achieve that big goal anymore. Like I don't have time to lose 100 pounds before the end of the year. Okay, but I could lose 25 pounds before the end of the year. That's still doable. And then I'm that much closer to my goal for the next time. So just because we're towards the end of the year doesn't necessarily mean that we have to abandon all hope on achieving goals. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of these boxes in. And it seems like a lot of little boxes, and like it's not going to really be useful, but this is going to be hugely useful. We're going to put our weeks in over here. So we have 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, and 40. Now we are currently in week 39, so this is going to start on Wednesday of next week. So let's go ahead and put some days in there as well. I am just going to put them in this upper corner. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then there's 31 days in October, so this starts with 1 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. This is going to be almost 3 months, but not quite. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There's only 30 days in November. So if my calculations are correct, November ends on a Sunday, which I'm checking the calendar here and I see it does. And let's go to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is only going to go to the 28th of December. Okay, 22, 23, 24. Okay. Now, I said this was going to make sense with this darker. We're going to take this number 8 again. This is the bigger line, darker line, and I am going to darken between the months. So there we have the month of October, and then we have this line all the way across is, and I'm not doing this with the ruler intentionally so that it looks a bit different, because even if I use the same size, if I do it without a ruler, I'm not going to have a perfect line, and therefore I will see the difference visually. And so those are our 3 months for the rest of the year. And how we're going to, when we're going to accomplish the things. So now we have to figure out what the things are that we're going to accomplish. So I am actually going to draw a line right about here. I'm going to use this top part for my brainstorm. So let's make it look like that. There we go. And this is going to be goals. And I'm just going to divide this into fourths, approximately. Doesn't have to be perfect, but usually I find that the 4 areas that I'm looking at are finances, career, health, and relationships. Now, health is typically physical and mental health. So I'm just going to kind of start writing in some goals. So I've looked at I went back and I reviewed my beginning of the year goals, my annual goals, and these have kind of changed a little bit. So I'm going to see, I'm going to think about what my new goals are going to be. And this is just a brainstorming area. So I'm not going to worry about whether it is sloppy or whatever. We're just going to sit and we're going to brainstorm for a minute. So on the finance, I want to be able to cover my bills. I want to be able to, I'd like to get my first YouTube check by the end of the year. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm very far away from that unsubscriber count, but if I could get my subscribers by a certain time, then I guess that's doable. We'll see. We're just brainstorming at this point still. I need to get a new job, and that will kind of work for both of these. That will be good for the career and for the finances. To I want to get a first draft of my novel done. It's about time that got done. That project has been in the works for a long time. On relationships, I have a family cookbook that I'd like to finish up. I'm putting all of the family recipes into a cookbook. Along with all the traditions that we have as a family. So things like things that we've enjoyed throughout the years. So pictures of birthdays and stuff like that, along with like everybody's favorite birthday cake, those kind of things. I'm putting that into a family cookbook. Let's see. I really want to, on the health side, get my meditation and hypnosis habit. I want that to be regular. I want to increase my walking. I want to, what did we say? Lose 25 pounds is doable because that's 13 weeks in the quarter. And so 2 pounds a week is not unreasonable. So that is definitely doable. I like being outside every day. I want to keep that up. That's a habit. I'm going to put weekly art here on the line. I'm going to put YouTube monetization. Again, I'm not looking to make this pretty. This is just, we're trying to get things out of our brain because your brain is for having ideas and then your journal is for storing them. So we're having our ideas and we are transferring them to the paper so that we can do something about them. I'm going to put reading here because I do think since I attend book clubs and stuff, that kind of goes to both. For finances, I want to sell my Georgia property because it's a bit of a drain when I'm not working and I have a property. I don't really use it. It was just an investment. So I think I'd like to do that. Okay, that's all I've got for right now, and I'm not going to try and get it super fleshed out. It's okay that it's a little bit messy. I'm going to take a Tombow and kind of give this a definitive end here. And then I'm going to take another one, maybe a lighter color. So this is N65. That last one was N45. So we're going to just take the lighter color, and I'm going to make little headings. One. I don't want too many lines after each one. So about 5 lines, that should be good, because we only do have a quarter. So we don't want to kind of overestimate what we think we can get done in a quarter. And we're going to put all of the different categories here. I do want to max my 401k and convert or max my Roth and convert my 401k. So we'll do finances, relationships, health, career. All right, so what we want to do with this is we want to take these, and some of these are goals, some of them are results. You can never really necessarily have a goal that is a result. And I'm going to try and explain what I mean by that. So if you are looking at a particular goal, like, for example, wanting YouTube monetization. Well, YouTube monetization is a result. It's not something that I can necessarily input into my life. It's an output. So it's a result of my actions. So in order to make this into some type of actionable habit or something that I can track and do on a regular basis, I need to change that into what I want to do to achieve the goal. So that YouTube monetization may be my goal, but the habit, the daily habit, is what I want to put down here. So I'm going to put that this is going to be daily YouTube videos. And if I continue to do those through the end of the year, my video making should improve to enough that I can be monetized, and hopefully I can hit those numbers that I need for monetization. I don't think I'm going to have trouble with the watch hours. I think it's going to be a little harder to get the subscribers, but that is something that I can look at and focus on. I also want to, I have 13 weeks. If I can get 6,000 words per week, I should be able to finish the Atlantis novel. And I'm going to give this a color. So I'm going to call Career Blue. I'm using these specific color markers because I always have these on my desk. I use them for a lot of other things, and so these colors are always available to me. They're really handy. So I want 6,000 words per week for Atlantis, and I want a daily YouTube video, and that should cover this. The new job, I just need to keep searching, doing a job search. So let's put the job search here. I search LinkedIn every day and Indeed, and I apply where I can. So I'm going to put daily until employment, or until an offer. Now, let's look at health. What did we decide we want in health? Oh, for career, with the YouTube videos, we are also going to put an YouTube art short weekly. That will cover this art here. So for health, I want daily meditation, or hypnosis, and like to, let's shoot for 5,000 steps daily, and then increasing that to 8,000 by December. I have a walking pad. I should be able to do that regardless of what the weather is doing. So losing the weight, that is again an outcome. So we're going to kind of, I'm going to kind of highlight those outcomes. This is an outcome. This is an outcome. This is an outcome. That is an outcome. All right. So we've got those kind of highlighted. So I can't really, I can do things that will help me achieve this, but I can't really put a task there that says achieve this. And so we're going to include coffee outside because I like doing that. That helps my mental health, I think, a lot. Maybe physical too, because it helps get me outside and get that fresh air. So I think that's important. So I think that's good for health. So we've got some actionable items here. Let's give health a pink dot. And let's go to relationships. I can add 10 recipes per week to the cookbook. And that should get me very close. That'd be 130 recipes added. That should get me very close to being done with this. And if I get a couple extra in, at least it'll keep it forefront of mind. And then I want to attend two book clubs a month minimum. Maybe increase that to 3. So I'm going to start off in these first 2 months, and then I'm going to try and increase in December. So that's the first 2 months will be whatever the start is, and then if I've got a little arrow, that's going to be an increase. So let's make relationships a blue dot. So maxing out this broth, that's also kind of a result because I will add money if I need to that. So we are going to convert the 401k from my previous employer to IRA. That's a single one-off task. So that should be pretty easy to do. And we need to cover all of my bills monthly. So this is a result. So I need to budget and fill income gaps. So that's the task. I'm going to budget and fill the income gaps for each of the months. So, you know, if I were to get a job mid-month and I can fill half the bills that way, what am I going to do for the first half of the month? So filling the income gaps doesn't necessarily mean that I have to come up with something every month. If I get a job, that will cover the rest of it, and then that task will be done. And then I need to, these are mainly one-off tasks. I need to contact a realtor and market the property. And we are going to give this a gray dot. All right, so my plan then on this goals spread, I'm going to get that N45 again, and we're going to write that this is Q4. Right here. And so this is, and then we're going to take this lighter color and we will put all of our days of the week across the top here. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So now when I work on something over here, I'm going to take that color and put a dot in this calendar, indicating that I worked on something on this list. My goal is going to be to have at least one of these things, if not more, every single day. Ideally, I would like to have all 4 at least of the colors and then some. So for example, if I get my daily meditation and hypnosis and I get my 5,000 steps, let's just take a little blank page here. So if this is our little box for the day, right? And let's say that this is the 7th. So let's say, let's figure out what this is gonna look like. So on the 7th, let's say I do, get the pink, I do my daily meditation. And I do my 5,000 steps, but I don't get my coffee. So I only get 2 of those for that day. Let's say I got in some recipes. I didn't attend a book club that day, but that's okay. And let's say I worked on my budget. I stayed on budget that day. I got a YouTube video out and I wrote up on the book and did a job search, right? And so then that's what that day looks like. So this day is very, very full. I have all the different things. And then I can track kind of the progress as I'm going over here. I have room to write the different things. I might give these numbers as I go so that I can put a number in each one of these little dots, so that I know which thing I did that day or which thing I was working to that day. But this way, this will give me a nice, really colorful little spread at the end so I can kind of keep track of all of the different ways that I am working towards getting these particular goals done by the end of 2025. And hopefully by attacking all of these, some of these pink goals will actually happen. Like, for example, I should put pink here and here. Getting a new job and selling the Georgia property, those are not things that I can control. I can't give myself a job offer. I can't necessarily make somebody buy the property, but I can work towards those things. So we're putting things down here, ways that we can work towards them. I may add more things here as we go along, as I come up with things, but this is kind of how I'm going to set this up to kind of track my progress. Obviously, I'm not going to do everything daily, so I have enough room to do 8 things each day. That's an awful lot to expect from myself. So I might not make it through those 8 things every day, but at least it gives me the space to record if I do. Technically, I could even put one on the number if I want. So I could technically, I guess, get through 9 things in a day. Again, that's not likely going to happen. Right now, while I'm not working, it might happen. But when I do get a job and start working, then that's going to really, really taper off. So I want to make sure that I, am not trying to give myself too much room to do too much every single day. A lot of times we kind of overestimate what we can get done in a day, and then we underestimate what we can get done in this chunk of time. So by having this, I'm going to be able to see where I did the work to accomplish things that are important to me going forward. So I hope you enjoyed kind of walking through this process with me. Tell me about your own goals in the comments. I would love to hear what kind of goals you're working towards and how do you track your progress on them. This is by no means perfect, but it is at least a start and something that I can do to kind of really, really help things along. As I'm talking, and you notice that I paused a little bit there, I had an idea, and I'm going to talk through the idea, but I don't know if I'm going to execute it yet. So we'll talk through it. I have this little space right to the side of the month. I was thinking that I would maybe pick a couple of these to really focus on and give them numbers over here, or give them the things that I could focus on during that particular month or week or what have you. So we'll see. Maybe I'll pick like 3 to focus on for the week. And those will be kind of the ones that have numbers or the ones that are more important. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick a different color for those 3 of the week. It would be kind of fun to have something bright, like maybe a bright green in there, and have specific goals that I'm working on for the week and have those be bright green instead of one of these more muted colors. I don't know. But that was just what was on my brain. So I've got this space to work with. We'll see how that ends up fleshing out. I'll definitely check back in with this spread and let you know how that's going. Speaking of checking back in, I can check back in with the job application spread. So I got a little ways through, and then I forgot to record Fridays, but I did get a couple in on Friday, and then I've added a couple this week. And I just need to go back through my emails and see who I sent resumes for. But I think I'm probably up to about here as of this week. No offers yet, but I've had a couple interviews. It's been nice. So I will let you know as things progress on that if I get updates. It's been a little slow right now, so I haven't really been talking about it a lot because I don't want that kind of negativity to sink in. So we're going to hit the personal goals real strong in Q4, and we'll see where we get with these by the end of the year. So now you guys are going to get to help keep me accountable for these. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know in the comments what you're doing for your goals, and if you do this trying to kind of finish the year strong, or do you kind of let the year taper off? I'd be really interested in hearing what you do. Thanks so much for joining me. Talk to you soon.